Okay, so I was having this sense of I'm not giving up. And I feel this is related to love or matters of the heart. And the spirit animal card that came out with this feeling of not wanting to give up was Spider Spirit. And it says, make your dreams real. So I feel like there's an energy around in which there isn't going to be a sense of giving up. There is a sense of I'm gonna make this happen. Almost like that when you really lock in and you focus on what it is you want, and you're gonna do what it takes to get what you want. This energy, I don't know if I'm feeling it from you, like I don't know if it's your energy or if it's your counterpart's energy, your person on your mind, if it's their energy. I have a feeling that it's most likely the person on your mind or a counterpart, if you are the feminine, because it's often the masculine energy that locks in and comes in focused on what it is that they want. They are, I always feel like the masculine energy is more of this sort of physical realm in which, they build and create and provide, and not that women can't, or the feminine energy, it doesn't do that, but that's just one of their strengths and their things that they focus on. And so I feel like this is coming from the masculine, that this sense of I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do what it takes. I'm going to make my dreams a reality. I'm going to weave that web and create what I want. So let's start with some message cards from your person, and see what it is that they want to say, what's on their mind. Okay, so we've got reciprocity. I want to have equal give and take. So maybe this connection between the two of you didn't always feel equal. Maybe it felt a little bit one-sided. Maybe someone was giving more than the other, or I'm feeling more certain than the other. Mend. I want to fix our connection. So that ties in with the message. Guilty. I feel pain from the damage I have caused. Soul contract. The lessons I learnt from us will never be forgotten. Indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. Chaser. I don't want to chase anymore. And reunion. We will always come back to each other. Which I'm going to put here with this soul contract, because when we have that soul bond, that soul contract with someone, we do keep kind of getting drawn into them again and again. Okay, so this person clearly knows the depth of the connection. I feel like they were probably chasing after other things. and not focusing on you and the connection. They were sort of almost trying to avoid the reality of it. And that also goes with the indecisive, like in and out, you know, they're probably in and out of this connection and relationship, unsure of what it is that they wanted. But I feel this has changed because, you know, with that spider spirit as well, like they know what their dreams are, and they wanna you know, weave that web and create that reality. With the soul contract here, they feel guilty and they want to mend. So there's a sense that they understand that their indecisiveness, they're chasing after other things. They feel guilty about it. They want to mend that. They hurt you. And they want to have that equal give and take. And I'm also feeling, you know, with this spider spirit and the weaving of this web, it's like weaving that connection back together. And that mend and that web, like it's a healing and a mending and a bringing together of the connection in the form it was supposed to be. If this is a soul contract, and this union is supposed to be, then it's going to, you know, they're locked into the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to have reciprocity and decisiveness. Okay. All right. That's what's going on with them. All right. Let's get tarot and see their current energy and intentions towards this connection. Current energy and intentions. It's way too many, but we'll get the ones that are up. So we've got the Five of Swords, the World, and the Star. So there's new hope. There's still this realization of what has been done, what has gone before, and how it hasn't felt fair. But that new hope and that desire to bring everything together and create that world energy where you guys will sit in alignment. That they'll have the reciprocity, they will, you know, bringing it all back together. Yeah, coming in from that feeling of lack and abandonment, and taking decisive action. So this spider spirit and making your dreams a reality, and that idea and feeling that this is from a masculine energy. And this Ace of Swords, it's like decisive action. And so there's no more indecision. It's like there's been a decision, and now is the time for the action to come in clear, to create a new beginning with new hope in which everything comes together, leaving behind this unfairness and defeat. And we've got the Fool on the bottom. Again, new beginnings, new adventures, something fresh, something new. Because it has to move away from the energy that it was in before. You can't carry on a connection or a relationship with someone who is indecisive about you. If they can't make up their mind about what they want with you, that's just going to create stuck energy, and nothing will ever go anywhere, and you can never get the world if you're stuck. There's got to be movement forward, clear. Oh, okay. How do they feel about you? How does this person feel about you? Okay. So I think they feel that you're quite inquisitive. You're a learner, maybe someone who likes to learn new things, is curious, but also very generous. I think generous with your time, with your love, with your energy. Ten of Cups. You are fulfillment and home and happiness to them. So they've clearly come, this is their decision, out of this indecisive energy. And they're not going to give up. This is you are their happily ever after. How else are they feeling about you? How else are they feeling about you? I also get a sense that your nature of curiosity and learning is something that probably rubs off on them a little bit as well, and they find they're probably learning a lot of new things now too, simply from your energy. How else do we feel about you? Alright, so we've got Judgment and Ace of Pentacles. So you're this wake-up call, this connection, and potentially the loss of this connection has been the moment of judgment, the wake-up call, the what am I doing? I need to work out what I'm doing, and I need to choose my path. And then that ties in with this Ace of Pentacles. This is a new path. This is a new beginning. This is creating creating what you want. Making your dreams real. This is sowing those seeds, creating that dream life, that abundant life, that new path together. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about them? How are you feeling about them? How do you feel about them? Okay, so the Sword and the Rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, power. So I feel like you want clarity. Their indecision has left you with no clarity. You know, they've hurt you. They know it. You know, they're guilty. I feel the pain from the damage I've caused. So you want the clarity and the truth. And in that becomes a power. No matter what a truth is, there's power in it because it's the truth. Girl with a snake. So I think that you feel like this person had sort of used you or taken you for granted because of the lack of reciprocity, because of their indecisions, because of the pain that they've caused you. You know, I think that you do feel like you are questioning what it all was. What did it all mean? How did they actually feel about you? So in this separation with this person, you don't know how they're feeling. You're still confused. Hand of Cards, not showing their hand. Like, again, lack of clarity. You don't know how they're feeling. I think the fact that they were chasing other things, they're indecisive, the lack of reciprocity, you just don't know what is going on with them and how you don't know how they feel about you. You don't know whether this was just someone who used you. And the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child growth. So I actually think that this fits more with like healing the inner child. So perhaps you've started to view this connection and this relationship as something that, you know, happened to grow you and help evolve you, or to teach you some lessons. I think you probably still do have some hope that that there's a chance for this relationship, with the relationship evolving to the next level. And wedding rings at the bottom. So I do think that this is something that you had hoped, you know, you had hopes for, that you were probably invested in. You know, you were probably the one that was giving more in this relationship than you were receiving, and that's the lack of reciprocity. You were giving more of your love, attention, maybe time. You didn't have the same indecision that they had. And then the separation, the ending, has just left you confused as to what was it? Did they really use me? Like, so I don't think that you're aware of how they're actually feeling. So they're not going to give up. To you, I think it feels like they have given up, that this is done and over. All right. Let's see what the potential is. You know, if this person doesn't give up and they lock in and they come in, having mended this and having found reciprocity in their decision, what's the potential outcome? What's the potential outcome? Because you feel like this, I feel like this, if they come in, it's going to surprise you. I don't think you'll be expecting to hear from them. What's the potential outcome? Wheel of Fortune. So it's in Destiny's hands. Destined to be. Justice and the Devil. So I feel that there will be that sense of balance, that there will be truth, there will be clarity. You know, they want to come in with that, with the Ace of Swords. You know, it's also something that you sort of admire. But I think it's this justice that's going to come over this devil energy. And there'll be more balance. So the universe and the Wheel of Fortune, it's all at play here. So this connection was to teach them what it is that they want. It gave you an opportunity to reflect probably on yourself. And now justice is over this devil. There's truth and clarity now over their sort of their fears and their shadows and their insecurities, which is what, you know, caused the guilt and wanting to mend and the indecision. And justice and the Wheel are at play. What else for a potential outcome? So the Lovers there as well. Let's just face up. Potential outcome. So Three of Pentacles. So a collaboration, finally a working together, a creating something together. Hanged Man. So this pause, this time to reflect has been needed. Because I don't think this person, I think without the separation, this person would have stayed in their indecision. And they wouldn't have gotten to that point of, I'm not giving up. So this pause is given them time to sort of move away from that overthinking in their minds. And the Queen of Cups here, there is emotion and love and feeling here. But this is the potential energy if they come back in. And it feels like the reconnection, if there's a reconnection, isn't necessarily all going to be wonderful straight away. There's definitely love here for one another, and this is faded. And there is going to be truth and justice and a collaboration. However, I do feel that there is still things to work through. So it's not like you together, you separate, you go through your own things, and you come back together and everything's perfect and harmonious and wonderful and you never have any problems. That doesn't happen in reality. So I do feel like with this reconnection, it is going to take time and effort on both parts to make it work. Because even if they want to mend, and even if they have come to a decision, and even if there is reciprocity, and now that there's justice, things are going, I mean, we've still got the Devil here and we've got the Tower, so things are still going to surface that you're going to have to work through. So there might even be times during this, if you know you come back together in a reunion, there might still be times when both of you are going to need to take not time apart, but slow down and pause and reflect on yourselves, the situation, and see things from a different perspective. Try not to get stuck in your mind about the past and the way things were, but trying to work forwards. So my sense is it's not going to be necessarily an easy connection. It's not to say that it's not meant to be, because maybe it is meant to be, but there's still growth and learning that needs to happen in that reconnection. So you do it separately, but then you need to do it again together. And maybe this is also because you're so uncertain. We saw with these cards, you're so uncertain about what that initial connection was, and you don't know that they see you as the world and they want something new with you. You don't know that. So coming back into a connection, it is going to take time for you to trust them again, for you to trust what's going on, and to trust your heart in this renewed connection. And that takes time, and that takes patience for both of you, because they're going to need to prove themselves. And it's here, the Queen of Cups. It's here. But you're both going to need to understand that coming back together doesn't instantly and automatically mean happily ever after. So we've got King of Swords on the bottom, so truth and clarity, decisiveness. I feel like this is a connection that's going to need to almost muddle its way forward. It's still going to have its ups and downs. But if the love is there and you're willing, if you're both willing to work on it, and I feel like they are, that, you know, they see you as the Ten of Cups in the world and they want something new. It might just take you a little while to get back to that same position because of the hurt that has gone before. So it might just take you a little while to get back there.